Yehuda Levin, and I'm representing the Rabbinical Alliance of America, a national Orthodox Jewish organization, 65 years old, that has close to 1,000 rabbis across North America. In these times when so many millions of people are having difficulties, economic difficulties with jobs, with all kinds of issues as a result of the poor economy, it is alarming and outrageous that our administration can find nothing better to do than to raise a fist, a rebellious fist, against God and His word as expressed in the Torah, and to promote gays in the military, the open practice of homosexuality in our army. Especially in our army, where our young men are now contending with dangers each and every day on two fronts, and death tolls are rising. It is incomprehensible why the administration would instruct the Pentagon that they have to recognize and implement regulations that would encourage homosexual misbehavior, flaunting it. I agree, and we all agree, with Eileen Donnelly, who says that this will impact on the Army in terms of recruitment. Many won't want to be recruited to be placed in such an environment. In terms of retention, many will leave the Army, and this might even result in having to implement a draft, and this might spell the death knell to the voluntary Army. And certainly this will impact on the readiness of our troops if all this homosexual misbehavior is going on. But this is only from a common sense standpoint. Then there is the spiritual aspect of this. And the spiritual aspect is, some 11 years ago, I appeared at a press conference approximately 12 or 13 months before September 11, on the very day that New York City and Mayor Giuliani were passing domestic partnership legislation on a city level, which is de facto homosexual marriage. And at that time, 30 rabbis stood on the steps of City Hall and performed a ceremony, pleading with God not to visit His response on all the entire city of New York. We knew, based on our tradition, there would be a problem. And sure enough, 13 months or so later, we experienced 9/11. Then there was the situation of the days of decadence, followed in New Orleans by the tremendous flooding. We saw the underground earthquakes, otherwise known as a tsunami, and the damage that that did, a half world away, where there was much immorality and licentiousness. And then recently we saw Haiti, which is certainly a hotbed for this type of licentious misbehavior, many types, and in particular AIDS, homosexuality. And once again, we've seen the problems. And the way this works is very simple. God warns us in the Bible as early as Noah that this kind of misbehavior can lead to floods, it can lead to disasters, it can lead to buildings falling and earthquakes. So that is our tradition. It is written in our Talmud 2,000 years ago, that because of the sin of homosexuality, and certainly organized homosexuality, societal homosexuality, brings about earthquakes. Innocent people then get destroyed with the guilty people. Just like when a bus driver drives a bus and goes over a ravine, innocent people are killed. We don't hold this against God. These are the regulations. If you drive wildly and you slip off the road and fall down, then the people in the bus can be hurt or killed. So therefore, we issue our strongest protest against the administration for going forward, especially at such a time, with such ridiculous things that will further destroy the family, weaken our military, and cause God to be very unhappy with us, both as a military and perhaps as a nation. We plead with the saner members of Congress and the Pentagon not to allow this to go forward. Enough of the madness. Stop the sodomy agenda. That's why I will be in Washington on Tuesday, February the 2nd, in the area of the hearings, to speak to the media and to demonstrate to our Congress, together with other rabbis, that religious family people, God-fearing people, moral, decent people are absolutely opposed to President Obama's latest folly.